Polly Noble was her name. From the famine to Montreal she came. She lost her family on the way. It was the price she had to pay. Polly of Bridgewater Farm. Polly of Bridgewater Farm. Just 10 years old, she left her roam. In the fields to farm her home. She never thought she'd see the day when she would have to go away. And the children cried, more, tell me more about your days at Drumore. Tell me more, tell me more about your days at Drumore. It wasn't fair, they weren't to blame. The year the deadly famine came, the children didn't understand the reason why they had to leave the land. Polly of Bridgewater Farm. Polly of Bridgewater Farm. They sailed away from Derry Quay, waved farewell, drifted out to sea. A fiddler played a pulsing grand as they made their way to foreign land. And the children cried, more, tell me more about your days at Drumore. Tell me more, tell me more about your days at Drumore. Their mother dreaded every day. One by one her children passed away. But once they got to Montreal, things improved, it was better for them all. Polly of Bridgewater Farm. Polly of Bridgewater Farm. When Polly grew, she kept a store, hid for her family and for many more. Despite her tragic life and fears, she married, celebrated 60 years. Tell me more about your days at Drumore. Tell me more, tell me more about your days at Drumore. Polly of Bridgewater Farm. Polly of Bridgewater Farm.
See, when I was growing up, I knew absolutely nothing of my Irish heritage, nothing. I knew about Polly's Toronto story. To me, she was Aunt Polly. And I grew up with this lovely picture of her at her wedding, 60th wedding anniversary, with her Irish laced shawl that my grandfather gave her. She was my grandfather's older sister. And I knew that she had a wee grocery store in Toronto and that a dozen children who'd lost their mothers, mostly in childbirth, had come to live at that store. And to each child, she said, "You're special, you're special." And one of them held me in her arms when I was 3 years old and said to me, "You're special." I wrote it because I had to. Never in a million years did I think I would write a book. But the experience of setting foot on that farm was so powerful that I had to find out more. I had to find out how our family were living. And so I spent hours in the archives of the Tyrone Constitution. And I read the newspapers of 1844, the early days, and I got so interested in, because it's talked all about the fairs and what time the moon rose at night and what time the sun set. So daily life began to come alive. Anytime I had to leave for Canada, regretfully, there would be a ceilidh the night before. And the neighbours would be brought in and there'd be songs sung that had never been written down, and music, and Pat MacDonald would come with his big banjo or guitar and play till 4 a.m. sometimes, the old songs and 40 Shades of Green, whatever. So one day I made up my mind I was going to come over. 2 of my cousins, male cousins, had tried to find the farm. And I thought, I'm going to give it one more try and see if I can't find the farm. So I come over, and I'm brought on the school bus from Enniskillen to Irvinstown. Somebody had told me, you must talk to Florence Corey. So don't I phone Florence Corey, and she drops everything that day and invites me to lunch, and the rest is history. There would have been no book without Florence and her family.
Do you find that Polly has taken up a lot of your time?
Yes, such a lot of time, especially at the beginning. And we have travelled all over, wherever there was a contact with the Fleming, or with a noble, or any name that Catherine come up with, we went to visit where they had originated. We found Fleming's Mill, so much, the courthouse even. And do you know that it gave me a real new insight to places like that? I think what the book did for me was give me a greater love of this area. As we researched, I found out history about the area that I hadn't known. So yes, it was time consuming but very worthwhile.